Television highlights of the news of yesteryear.
Good evening, campers. Where did Mike go? Oh, he'd be right back. Mikey was here. He'll be right back.
He failed.
It's like, where did Mike go?
He just wanted you to go down the sinking ship.
He's got to go deal with something quick. He'll be back. Joining us tonight, we got Steven so far. How are you doing, Steven?
I'm awake and waiting for my blood pressure results. How are you?
I didn't know you were at the doctor. Do they know you're streaming from the doctors? I mean,
kind of. It's pretty much every time I watch a Disney property, I have to check my blood pressure.
What'd you watch this time?
Peter Pan and Wendy.
Is that out already? Why did you watch that?
It's on demand, but or Disney Plus or something. But it's bad.
Well, did you actually expect it to be any good?
I was expecting some type of entertainment, and the only thing I got out of it was the pirate music. That's it. Everything else was pretty much. It was a fail.
I never expected to be anything but all right. So I guess consistency in that. So good evening, everybody out there. While we're waiting for more of our guests to join us here, let's say hello to the people in the chat. We got Sander. I see him there. I see Hamdinger. I see JRG Projects, Leslie Tarkin, Shotgun Fringe, Victor Fontaine, Wolverine Snicked. We also have KR Nut. Hemorrhoids hurt. Yes, they do. Sometimes they itch. We got Ryan Swayze. I think that's Patrick's lesser known brother. And then we have Oz. We got DS Ford here. We've got Dragon Master here. We've got Joshua Hammond and so many more. Thank you for being here, guys. We appreciate it. D-Bud swinging around a wrench. So watch out for that. He's known to hit people in the head with it. Oh, it's Tom Heaven's 41st birthday today. Well, congratulations and happy birthday. That's awesome.
Happy birthday.
So, yeah, it's been a slow weekend unless you're Universal, because Mario Brothers has crossed the $1 billion threshold. So congratulations to them.
Well, you're also not too bored if you're Disney and DeSantis right now. So that's quite interesting.
Well, there's that, yeah. But I think he's kind of just laughing about that.
Everyone needs a good comedy skit. The week's been boring.
Yeah, it's been a little slow.
But we're all excited for Little Mermaid. Yeah.
Totally.
Yes, the McFlounder deal. Get it now.
McFlounder. It's crab cakes.
No. Well, how are you doing, Tom? How's your days treating you?
My days treat me like shit. No, I'm kidding. I could complain a lot more, but I won't. The McCrab is back. Yeah. The McCrab. That's your next one, the McCrab.
I don't know if I want to do that. It might be considered racist.
How?
I don't know. I just wanted to use the term racist in a sentence. That's pretty much it.
I don't understand how that would be racist.
Well, it's easy. I'm white. Anything I do can be considered racist. That's pretty much how it goes. I take my lessons.
Is Sebastian still Jamaican?
He looks like he's sunburnt. And I think he is Jamaican. I don't know. I haven't even watched it.
I don't know. I haven't heard his voice yet. I can't imagine how they're going to screw up Kiss the Girl.
Oh, they rewrote all the lyrics. I think Pro did it great too. They actually used ChatGPT to rewrite the lyrics.
Now's your moment to get a restraining order. If possibly he kisses you again, you can punch him in the face legally.
If he tried to kiss you, it'd be considered harassment.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you rewrite that shit? That is Caribbean instead.
How do you add 50 minutes to a movie that already was a perfect time?
Right? Well, that's a whole nother conversation to be had here, but That's why I enjoyed Renfield. I'm like, wow, this movie was 90 minutes. No more. Didn't have to, sit and wait for a stupid, scene at the end of the trailer or at the end of the credits. It didn't make any sense. It was just in and out, done and over with. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading your chat right now. We got kissed a non-binary and shut
He's the non-binary.
Oh my god.
Saying Jamaican is racist, really?
How?
Mm.
I think you're making me crazy.
Jamaican me crazy, man.
Yeah,
oh Lord. This is what another thing I mentioned too. Yeah, this is the 6th live action Peter Pan movie in the last 20 years. Now, I think the reason for this is that the story went into public domain. Plus, like, there always used to be this thing where before that you had to pay like this fee for it. That Disney was the only one who ever did it. Seemed like half the time. I think now it's in the public domain. I can't remember exactly. But
I don't want to spoil it here unless the chat wants me to. But there's just some god awful parts in that. There is. It's. I don't know how you can screw up these classic titles. I just don't get it.
Well, Mikey just gifted 5 memberships while he's doing other things. I don't know what he did that for, but thank you, Mikey. And Sean MNT has been a member for 2 months. Thank you for that. 6 sent us a super sticker. Sorry, where are you at? You busy? You working? Should be in here. But thank you for the super sticker 6. We appreciate that. Waltman sends a super chat and says, John Landau told Screen Rant that Alita Battle Angel 2 is in the talks. Cameron was the producer, so Cameron was a producer to Alita, so after their success of Avatar 2, we might say, yeah, we knew this technically before that. Because this is what Rodriguez was saying too, about, doing basically Disney a favor with Star Wars and Boba Fett in hopes that would help his chances of Alita getting made, the sequel. And the others. Huh?
I say I hope it comes. Not Alita, I mean the movie comes. Like,
oh, well.
Yeah, double entendre.
Yeah.
No. We need more movies like that. We need to get out of the whole remake situation.
Well, isn't that technically a anime or whatever?
Well, you're taking an anime, but you're making it live action. I think there's a difference in how Alita live action versus the anime was actually very entertaining.
I suppose.
I would give anything to have a Robin Williams done right in live action, God rest his soul, than have what we get now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then we got Buttcrack Media, who sends us in a Poopa sticker. Thank you so much for that, Buttcrack Media. We love that. Well, we allow it from you and a few others, and that's it. Bucky Cat says, have you seen Sisu yet, Tom? Watched it on Saturday and enjoyed it. No, I haven't yet. Is it on the streaming bits yet? I know it was released in theaters and some other places. 6 sent us a pooper sticker too, I see. She snuck one past me. And then we got Pilgrim Media here who says Guardians is woke. I'm out. Who said Guardians is woke?
It hasn't even released yet. How do we know? What?
Was there a review or something that came out? Or a leak?
I don't know.
I hope the hell not. I got my tickets for Thursday, damn it.
I know the toys look god awful. But that's about it. And pretty much, I don't know if it's woke. I think everyone, not to insult the chat, but a lot of people I think throw around woke without, and I would like to know why before it actually is woke.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to know what the deal is.
Like I got yelled at for playing a game today because they had a female protagonist. They said, I don't need this woke religious stuff. I'm out. I'm like, okay, well, you're out from the channel. It's just a video game. That's all they said. I'm like, that's great. Thank you for pronouncing your stuff. So
Sisu is the new RRRR for Chris. Gotcha.
Really?
No, I saw the trailer for that, but I don't know if it's even in theaters near me or not.
I think it's May 26th it comes out. I was looking up online and it says only on cinema May 26th, the official trailer, 3 days ago from Sony Pictures UK. Looks pretty good.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, this is the best awkward conversation I've had with you ever, Tom. I love it so much.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's a maybe he was asking or saying, like, stating, like, oh, if it's woke, I'm out. Well, I think most people are out after this one regardless, if that's even still the case. So, yeah. Indeed. So, it's playing in Duluth, Minnesota? Really?
Already?
Well, let me see if it's playing around here. I didn't see it in the...
Well, they kind of made Karen's body gone non-existent, Esther, and that kind of bothers me too. They even did it in the toys, not just to her, but also to a mantis. And I'm like, well, why do the males still have their muscular form and the women don't have any type of female form except going Finn? So yeah, I can understand that. I don't understand when they have to desexualize characters because it's benefit to the eyes of both the male and female audience.
I guess it did open in Madison this weekend. I didn't see it. That's strange. Huh. Okay. So I did look to see quick what movies were playing. I'm like, nothing. So I already saw Mario Brothers. So
Last time I went to a theater was Force Awakens. That's why I don't go back.
wow, that was like 10 years ago, dude.
I still have the Stormtrooper 3D glasses somewhere. And there goes my chair.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back.
Alfred, where the hell are my socks?
I set them on your boots, sir.
My what?
On your boots.
Oh, never mind. They were on my boots. Where's my utility belt?
Under your cape, sir.
Did you pack me a lunch?
Yes, sir. PB&J with no crust, sir.
Did you put in a little bag of flaming hot Doritos?
Of course, sir.
It has to be the flaming hot ones. The regular ones are too wussy for my manly taste buds. And don't forget the icy.
I'm afraid we're out. We only have apple juice boxes left.
What? Disappointed! Did you go to the store?
I didn't have time, sir. You insisted that I have the new rocket booster installed by tonight.
Yeah, it will have that extra boost. I want to impress the ladies with a big boom.
Of course you do, sir.
And don't forget the curly straw. Those cheap ones that come with the juice boxes always break under my super strong pressure.
I would never forget. And of course they do, sir. You are so manly and strong.
Fucking A. I know, right? Maybe I should back off on some reps. I don't know if my muscles can handle any more muscularness. Lunchtime. All right. See what we got here. Juice box. Yeah. Wait, what the hell is this? Son of a bitch. Screw it. Not gonna fight crime. Whole night's ruined. Not tonight, Jim.
Classic bat time for everybody. We got Waltman who says, "When this wish, let me try it again. My mouth went drunk." Take two. All right. Waltman says, with Mission Impossible 7 now coming out 7/12/23, will Indy 5 only get one decent week before it goes downhill? Yes. Probably. No, I don't know. Indy's a weird one. It's got a different audience than Star Wars. So we'll have to see how people react to it. What do you think, Steven?
Honestly, I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping we get delivered an indie that can actually respect the other movies, not including Crystal Skull, and I just want entertainment. I just want to see the characters that they have as legacy brought back and treated right. I think that's what everyone wants. He doesn't have to get chased by a boulder, but at least make him look like and act like Indy for at least a good 2 hours. Am I wrong on that?
I don't know. You might be right. I don't know what the running times are going to be. So yeah, I know that Indy's supposed to be a little longer, but
yeah, honestly, I just want something good, man. Because I've watched a lot of older stuff like that. I'm back in DS9, and again, anime as much as it scares people here, but there's nothing else really good to watch. That and Rabbit Hole. Have you checked that out by Keith Sutherland? Good series.
I've never even actually heard of it. It's the first time I heard of it. Big Daddy MRI has been here for 20 months at the Congo level. Thank you so much. And Congo. He also gifted 5 whopping memberships. Thank you so very much, Big Daddy MRI. Nicholas Horton also became a minimum effort puppy. Thank you so very much, Nicholas Horton, for that. You get a sticker for that, as we call him. Here's actually just a video. But here is your minimum effort puppy. Thank you so much. There you go. All right. Boy, his dog says Rabbit Hole is addictive.
Yeah, it's Paramount Plus. I'm trying to find the movie poster right now without playing anything else because I don't want to. Because I hate IDMB. But yeah, you've never heard of this one? 2023.
No.
It's actually it's really good. The
No.
acting is very well done. The best lines for him so far is like, "Do you want to be tied up or tied up and put in the trunk?" And always she ends up back in the trunk tied up. It's so good.
No, I guess I'll have to see the.
Sorry, that's not a great selling point right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds interesting. Sounds like a date I had before. I don't know.
Are you tied up?
You want to be tied up in the trunk or just tied up?
Yeah, just watch the first 2 episodes. Putin's right.
Yeah. Where is Mikey?
I don't know. This awkward silence is like kind of turning me on.
I'm just wondering what took him so long. Yeah.
Sorcerer's New Film, Killers of the Flower Moon. I've never even heard of that.
Everybody else is so busy. They got no time for me.
Well, everyone's hungover from Vegas. They have time for you. I'm here on that charity outreach program, so I'll be back here next year, the same day, the same program. It's like Make-A-Wish, except the only thing dying is my humor.
What? I'm a charity case?
No, I'm a charity kid. No. Don't twist this on me. I got enough victims on Twitter. I don't know what you're doing. You're such a dick.
I can be. Lord. No, it's been a pretty slow weekend otherwise. Like, not a ton of shit happening. We got Waltman says here, weird factoid. Reminder that tomorrow will be the 7th anniversary of a certain DSP situation. Oh, the camera's on.
Oh, yes. Where he finished and pretended he didn't know what was happening. Yes.
Oh, that? Really?
Yeah, RTU was doing a 24-hour
The original Tubin?
Yeah, RTU was doing like a 24-hour stream celebrating this date. It's going to be hilarious.
Is everybody just masturbating the whole stream or what?
I don't want to picture that. I've seen, no, I hope not. Ask your chat if they want to see
Well,
that.
I mean, if you're paying homage to it or...
I think they're just playing like the famous
Celebrating it.
Phil clips all day, and they're just going to go react to it.
All right.
I don't know how you can actually
I
have
mean,
an
I think
anniversary
it'd
of
be
that.
more exciting if everybody's doing like some kind of circle jerk, but I mean...
Yeah, because that doesn't... Yeah, YouTube would love to have take down all those streams.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Yeah.
Big Daddy MRI in the house. How you doing, buddy? Says Tom, have you seen anything about Apple Plus TV Silo series? I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. Looks like release in US will be May 5th. Trailer looks good. Oh, that's why I haven't. It hasn't come out here yet. I do have Apple TV Plus, though. I haven't really explored it too much. I got it for that Tetris movie.
What was the Tetris movie? I've been hearing
It was really good. So far, it's my favorite movie of the year.
Really? Even outside Mario?
Yeah. I mean, I liked Mario, but to me, I'm just like, yeah, it is what it is. It wasn't like, it didn't blow me away or anything. I understood why other people liked it. I mean, I've never been one of those guys who's ever been like the world's biggest video game freak either, though. That's probably why.
Sorry. I had a notification.
You should be.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It was my Slack. I'm so sorry. It took a while. There we go.
But yeah, no, like, I mean, I loved playing Nintendo and stuff back in the day and Donkey Kong and all that kind of crap and Mario and whatnot. But it's just like, I wasn't the kind of kid who was like, oh my God, Mario, and buy all this shit. I was probably more excited about the Super Mario Brothers movie back with Bob Hoskins and stuff like that than I ever was about the game.
I like the Bob Hoskins one. It has his own little niche, but I think they're like, honestly, if they were able to do Ninja Turtles like the way they did Mario, the same type of style, I think they would have a seller.
Well, and that's what I thought the 93 movie was going to be. And that's why I was kind of, I was hyped for that. But like this one, I knew it would do well, but I knew what it was going to be. And I had no illusions to it otherwise. And it was pretty much exactly what I expected it to be for the most part. So, I mean, it didn't like disappoint, but it also didn't necessarily rise above my expectations. So, yeah.
No, that's the thing that I've noticed with films, though. Like this year, especially, there hasn't been anything really that spoiled us. I guess from my personal perspective, I've seen more good intentions coming from gaming this year than I have from film industry. Because we started off strong with Hogwarts, then we got Atomic Heart, then the Dead Space remake, then the Resident Evil 4 remake. And I just finished Dead Island 2, which was funny because they took pot shots at everyone. J.J. Abrams, the YouTube swearing policy, they were mocking content creators. It was a good experience, and I wish film had a little bit more than that. And the only thing we got really lately is you liked Renfield. I haven't seen it, but Mario was a good one. I really
Well, and
enjoyed it.
Renfield's not going to be for everybody. Okay, like it's definitely like it's more violent and I mean it's humorous violence, but I mean there's a ton of blood. So unless you're somebody who loves that part of things like Deadpool, you know, you're probably not going to dig on it. But otherwise, I could compare it more to like a young Frankenstein in a sense, like the way the humor is, because it treats the characters like the original film happened, or whatever you want to call it. So like, you know, so it kind of takes itself seriously, but at the same time it doesn't. So it's kind of that happy medium. But if you're not into like goofiness with blood and guts, then you're probably not going to dig it so much.
I think I am. I just finished Dead Island too. So yeah, pretty much you can literally punch a guy's body in pieces, like just rip the skin off.
Oh, you'll probably dig some of that shit.
Then I'm gonna have to give Renfield a try because I did like his last one. Was it Wally's? Was it Wally's World or Wally's Wonderland?
Oh, that Wonderland movie. Is that who did this? Willy's Wonderland. I didn't know it was the same guy. Yeah.
No, I don't know if it was the same guy. I know I like that Nick Cage one. That was good. And,
oh, you just mean just because Nick Cage was in it?
Well, Nick Cage movies have been pretty good. There was that one, and what was the other one with the deer melting? And was it the color of space or something? What was that one?
That was that
trippy ass one with the weird, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I love that one.
Lovecraftian one, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Hi, Mike.
Mikey!
I'm so sorry I'm late. I been dealing with family stuff all night.
All right.
And you know, Max, his mom, family stuff and drama and family stuff.
It's all good.
My apologies. Came out of nowhere.
It's all good.
I see Shum missed me in the chat. He made a comment that I just saw that went by, said that the show is going great without me. Wow.
Shum just loves you pushing your buttons, bro. He's been doing it in every stream you're on. Have you guys seen Rise yet? Is Evil Dead Rise doing any good? Because I did not like the trailers.
I've heard good things about it, but like I'm the kind of person where my favorite Evil Dead stuff is like it has to be that comedy horror, and to me it sounds like this is more straightforward horror. So
yeah, I like the 1 and 2, and I even like Army of Darkness just because
I love Army of Darkness.
It's just you don't get that type of stuff anymore, and yeah, it just hits that niche. Damn.
Yeah.
So what did I miss?
Oh, not much. I went shopping, Mikey, and I bought some things I probably shouldn't have.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Let me guess. Okay. Tom went shopping, everybody in the chat. Okay. Tom probably bought celery for snacks.
Lie.
He got celery.
I can't say
he didn't buy any soda. He got
Lie.
healthy bottled water.
Lie.
He also got,
Cocaine.
let's see, he got chicken so that he can do stir fry without any oil. He's going to do it in water. And he also got some healthy green beans and some broccoli. Yeah.
Well, there was some green beans at some point this weekend and broccoli, but no, I got this yesterday.
Oh my God. No, you did not.
Yeah.
Have you watched the Alf series that they used to have, where you would have Alf in real life and then it would go to cartoon?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got another doll of him too, the one with the saxophone. I didn't get the one with the baseball outfit.
You actually liked Alf before any of this crap started with me?
Oh, hell yeah. I was a huge fan of Alf as a kid.
Oh.
My brother had the plush that if you push the back, it would talk. Yep. What was that right after? That was right after the Teddy Ruxpin days, I think.
Yeah.
It seems below your taste levels.
I loved Alf. My dad loves Alf. We used to watch Alf all the time.
Oh, it's like my mom. She constantly had that frickin' show running in the frickin' living room. Ugh. Blah, blah, blah. Blah.
What a... Wow. Yeah.
Jesus, Tom just set your money on fire. Who's Jesus? Hi, Jesus.
I don't know who she's talking to, yeah. I don't think Jesus Davila's here.
Let me look.
Or is it the other Jesus?
Or is it Jesus? Because since it's a Sunday.
Oh.
Okay, you know what? Southern Viking, I don't appreciate that comment. He's like, okay, Mikey had family stuff, but whose family? My family. I saw that, Southern Viking.
Mi familia.
He's insinuating that it was some other woman that I was at her house and it was her family issues. Huh.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
It got out of hand.
Is that like Mexican home delivery?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know what he's referring to. That's
Yeah,
pretty funny.
yeah.
How dare you?
I was talking about. I was like, hey, I got the corn.
I don't
torch.
get the
You gotta
joke.
go.
Get it? Mexican delivery, delivering the Mexican to the home.
Does your pizza
Amiga?
have sausage? But it'd be more like, does your burrito have Mexican?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And let's just say that my burrito does not come with pineapple on it.
Ay, ay,
Ew.
ay, ay, ay.
Ew.
Why would you put pineapple on a burrito anyway?
No, you wouldn't, but you would put it on the pizza where it belongs. Thank you
Ugh.
very much.
Welcome to Sheedy Walk. Can I take an order, please?
Yeah, no.
Oh my
pineapple
god,
on
I'm
pizza.
live streaming with two guys with soundboards,
Yeah, you are.
Wow.
and one of them sounds good, and the other one not sure what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with yours.
Tom, I still need your help. I told you before. I was trying to
Okay, Fat Steven, your soundboard
Oh.
sounds like you're using a speak and spell.
It
You remember
is. It's coming
speak
from
and
a
spell?
speaker. Yeah, it's coming from a
Okay.
speaker because I haven't said it's an audio.
You got to do this for like each and every one of your things.
Yeah, every single
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, each button has to be set to the output line
Yep.
of whatever it is. Sometimes you'll be able to hear them, sometimes you won't, depending on your setup. But like, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't figured it out. So I have to change it to my.
See, like when I do this, I can't hear it, but you guys can. But I already know what it is.
Yeah,
And I
but
have
you
a
already know what it is.
Yeah,
little,
but
and I have a little
but my-
countdown. So
But my output would have to be my mic then, right?
No. Well,
Because I don't have my mic. Okay, yeah,
no,
that's
it's line.
it's your line output.
Yeah, it's either your line output or your default. And if your
on
default
the
don't
door.
work, then you got to set it to line. That's the problem I had. Yeah.
so I have to set the windows to line.
What did it? Oh no, just go into your actual Stream Deck little
I am.
like, yeah, and like okay, if you press on one of your sound effects, like your Taco Bell one,
Yeah,
you look down, it says title, file, action, volume, output.
Yeah,
Output should be set to line if it's not working any other way. Yeah,
I don't
That's
have
what
line
to do.
on that. That's the problem.
How is that? How can you not have a line output on a
Would it be my
PC?
digital output?
Maybe try that.
Nope, that didn't. Oh wait,
Did
I
you
pressed
hear
it.
That sounded better.
It sounded better. I was gonna say, yeah.
That sounded better. Do another one.
Wait, did that work?
No, we didn't hear nothing there.
Now we didn't hear anything there. Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
we heard it there.
Sounds
That's
awesome.
just-
So now you have to have, I don't know, set some of the other ones there and try them. We'll see.
Oh my god, isn't this shit that people do before a show?
Hey,
Yeah,
I've
so it's
had
the
this
kind of
set
shit
up the
people do
same
for
way
the
for
first show.
nonstop, and it's
We're entertaining 470 people doing this though, just so you know.
Welcome
Uh,
to Elgato
I think they were waiting for me for my new announcement.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for something good to happen. They're like, something good's gonna happen sooner or later.
Did you hear about this bullshit rumor that Mina, whatever the fuck her name is,
the thing?
is going to
Yeah.
play the
Oh
thing?
my gosh. I thought it was a stupid joke, and then all of a sudden TMZ reports it, so I'm like,
What
wait
does
a
that
minute.
mean when TMZ picks it up?
because they're actually like, even though they're kind of tabloidy,
Shit, you're going
They-
to say what Pro said. Pro said there might be some meat to this.
exactly. Like if
Oh,
they're reporting
no.
on it, then yeah. Oh my
No.
god.
What?
It's Rambo.
Hey, yo. Nothing is over! Just don't turn it off. I want to talk to the Mexican Iron.
nightmare.
Hey,
You
Rambo.
ain't watched my movies yet.
Rambo. Bullshit. I saw, you know what? Since you're going to come on here and ask, I was going to wait till Tuesday to tell you, but I saw First Blood and First Blood 2.
Oh. I bet you really liked them too, didn't you? Mexican Iron Man.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, DCB Titan says 220 Canadian pineapple belongs in the trash. Well, I like pineapple, just not on my pizza. The moment it goes on pizza, it goes bad. And so does the pizza.
What does DCV stands for? Does that mean Disney
I don't know.
Vacation, Disney Corporate Vacation? So is
I don't know.
DCV Titan a Disney Corporate Vacation Titan? Is that what that stands for?
I don't know.
God, I would never have that as my screen. Maybe
But all
he-
right, you
Oh my
got
God, maybe he runs all the condos.
the condoms?
The condos.
Oh, now people start showing up. Look at who showed up here now. Dressed to the nines.
Holy
Holy crap.
shit, he looks fancy. I would have worn underwear.
Wait, did he just get another 100K subscribers?
Yeah.
He's slumming it.
Figure that he's got the suit on and everything.
We were
feel
about
like-
to.
I remember back in the olden days when I was first getting to know Chato, I was like, oh my God, we got to get him to the 30,000, 50,000, 70,000, 80,000, 100,000.
He does owe you a lot, Mike,
Now-
because you
now-
did push.
Dude, true or
Canadian
false, Chato,
reach out.
have I not been your number one, at least Mexican fan?
Oh my God.
No,
Paul
you've been
is
great.
Clark Kent.
You have absolutely been not just a nice person, but a great supporter. I can't fault you.
Thank you, and I love your work, even though I don't always agree with you sometimes. But that's
Well, no, but I think that's the key to good people is not agree with.
No. We need a circle jerk here.
Exactly, and then when you don't agree, you learn something new because then I learn a whole new perspective. But
Listen.
now when Paul shows up on Midnight Edge or Midnight Edge After Dark, like especially if I'm on, I feel it's like public service, like the fancy white YouTube guy with 100,000 subs coming and helping out the lowly brown taco tortilla farmer.
That's
Can we go back to the?
That's what I do.
Can we go back to the circle jerk for a second? I don't think you want a Canadian circle jerk. It's just a lot of apologies and really weird sounds.
I'm sorry. Did I get a stain on you?
That's part of our national psyche.
Yeah. All of us finish with an A.
That's right. A.
Well, we were about to hear Mikey's what he thought of First Blood and First Blood Part 2.
Is this a Rambo? It's a Rambo night?
No, well, it just so happened to be. We've been giving Mikey shit because he's never seen him before, and now he finally did.
I just did my very poor Stallone impersonation.
It was okay. I heard better, but it was okay.
I can't do it. I was interviewed by Richard Crenna's daughter, though, in L.A. for a job.
Really?
There's my Rambo connection.
Nice.
Well, cool. So Mike, tell us.
Yes.
You have the floor. What did you think of First Blood? Start with First Blood and then go on to the second one. Let's hear it.
Okay, so I finished the first one. I finished the second one, and I'm about a third of the way through Rambo Afghanistan is what I'm calling it.
Yeah, that one's... you could have skipped that one, but okay.
Well, I'm already at this chat and a lot of other live streams have absolutely eviscerated me, Paul Chato. For 2 weeks, there has been discrimination of Mexican Iron Man, Paul.
I will defend you.
For 2 weeks, no, almost 3 weeks now, I have been assaulted and ridiculed because I never saw any of the Rambo movies or only one of the Rocky movies.
Wow.
It's kind of my fault.
Wait, that was Paul giving me that wow sounded like.
Really? Holy smokes.
Yeah. No, I never saw any of them. What's your reaction to that, Paul?
You know what? There's always gaps in people's filmography. I have not seen a single Godfather movie.
Me neither.
Same.
Really?
That's 3 of us.
But I did see the prequel series. The prequel series they had out. It was a making of the Godfather.
So, Mike, did you see any of the Godfathers?
I've seen the Godfather like 20, 30 times. I have them memorized.
I wasn't avoiding it on purpose. It was just one
Me
of those
either,
weird things.
Oh my God! I have the 50th anniversary book with the pictures and the thing and the this and the thing and the thing.
It's one of those I've been meaning to get to.
I even have the collector's edition miniature, the 1/6 scale miniature Vito Corleone downstairs, right by. I have a smoking humidor, and he's right there, and he's right next to my 50th anniversary set.
Is one of the ones where he cuts the tip of the cigar for you? You just hit the head, and you.
No, it's too expensive to that. But he's holding a kitty cat.
Yeah, so we each have these weird gaps. I mean, you know what? I walk into a library and I go, I can't stay here anymore because this is just the anxiety of books that I've never gotten to.
Thomas Connors Jr., why are you eating pizza?
It's edible.
I had a talk with Tom Paul that we were going to start a new healthy lifestyle, and it was going to involve chicken and broccoli.
Good idea. And you are going to be Tom's noom?
Well, I'm not very effective.
You're not?
No.
Does Tom want to lose weight?
He's easily distracted.
Yeah, I'm pretty easily distracted.
Squirrel.
If you want to stay trim like the old Jolster here, the best thing that I recommend is just a steady diet of, cheap prostitutes.
Those STDs really keep the weight down.
Yes.
I was just going to say, yeah, if it's not that, you get the workout at least. So.
And guys, Fat Stevens now presenting, we now have on sale Iron Alf thongs for your pleasure and for the pleasure of your ladies.
Pleasure?
Get your iron thongs today in elf style. Jalapeno green.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And they also come with the scratch and sniff option.
No, they do not.
Why doesn't Tom just go to Guadalajara and drink the water?
Ooh. Well, I want him to come back.
I'll get dysentery.
I mean, that'll get him to lose weight.
So I finally saw First Blood Rambo.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Here's my assessment.
Finally.
My assessment is that, number one, I think this movie ages incredibly well.
Oh.
I thought so. I thought it was a lot of fun to see how much practical or how much it's weird to see stunts
Yes.
and CGI, or no, stunts without any CGI, and stunts where I'm like, oh my God, that guy's actually in that car. That car's actually going over something that high, and it's not some kind of camera angle trick.
Or jumping off cliffs and flying into trees. Yep.
Yeah, the movie has a very similar budgety feel to the very first Terminator. Like it's a B movie-ish thing, but it's really, I found it really enjoyable.
Speaking of really stunts, Mikey, do you know the scene when Sly jumped off the cliff and landed in the tree? He broke his rib for real. That crack and him screaming, that's him really breaking his rib.
Wow.
Dude, you know what? It's funny you say that because that looked that looked like he was really falling through a tree. So
he was, and it hurt.
He was.
Right.
And I was like, in that blood when he had all those scratches, I'm like, oh my God, those look. I'm like, how did they get that? So that's real.
A lot of it is. The part that got me the worst was the Doberman scene. I'm a big fan of Dobermans, so I did not like that scene.
We used to raise them.
You don't even see them die, Jolly.
I hear them. That was enough.
Even some of it can actually cause like that stuff for people, especially if you're pet lovers. I get it. I do. You're still a good scene though.
Yeah, but they drew first blood.
I found it very enjoyable. They drew first blood. I got to tell you though, at the end of the scene when he's like having his emotional breakdown, Paul. Yeah. Not exactly an Academy Award winning performance. No. Like.
No, but it's a B movie. It's a B movie performance.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think anyone thought that was going to turn into an IP when they made it.
Yeah.
Well, famously, Sly wanted to buy the film and destroy it because he thought it was going to tank his career.
Well, then wasn't it Douglas that backed out because he wanted Stallone to die? And
oh yeah, there was that too. Kirk Douglas was originally supposed to play Troutman, and he refused to do the film if they didn't end it the way the book ended. But the studio and Sly weren't so sure that was the way to go. And even though they filmed it both ways, the fact that they were even contemplating not doing that ending, Kirk Douglas walked, and that's how we got Crenna in the movie. But he saw the early cut of the film, which was like just over 2 hours long, and he freaked the fuck out. Sly did, and he went in and butchered it down to 90 minutes. And that's the version we got. And he basically saved it in the edit, I guess. I have no idea what he did to change it, to fix it. But to me, I'm just like, I don't understand how you couldn't have a decent film here. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward story, really.
Is it weird?
They did a test screening with the ending where he, unfortunately kills himself. But I guess a bunch of Vietnam vets saw it and they were not happy at all. So that was a big factor on why they
sent the wrong message. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It sent the wrong message. How?
Because a lot of vets were, going through PTSD right then. That was shortly after the Vietnam War. Yeah.
Well, what's funny is that movie at the time, it really kind of brought that to the forefront, right? There was a couple of movies.
I don't know. My dad went through PTSD. He had 3 tours of Nam.
Really?
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, 3 voluntary tours of 3 voluntary tours. I mean, he's no longer with us.
Wow.
Yeah, he did 3 voluntary tours.
That's not pleasant.
No. Yeah, and he did some crazy stuff. He was a Marine. He was a Marine Raider.
I mean, they used to refer to it as shell shock, but it was never a thing that they really dealt with head on with these guys. And this was the era they really started to, because I remember my parents setting me down and having a conversation about this kind of stuff around like this movie, Platoon, and a couple other ones that came out at that time. And just because, I mean, my dad is one of those where he was there, he dealt with it too. He told me his stories at some pretty dark times, but this was the first time anybody really talked about PTSD for vets in any way, that like these guys need help. They're on the streets, they're doing drugs to self-medicate. Like, and Rambo specifically says it right in the movie. He's like, when I was over there, I was able to operate $1 million equipment. Over here, I can't even keep a job parking cars. It's like, yeah. So that was an issue that these guys were dealing with on a daily basis.
Well, they're just cannon fodder.
So, what's your
government,
what was your rating? Like a scale, 1 to 10 or whatever for First Blood, there, Mike.
I'm gonna give it an 8 or 9.
Nice. Oh wow.
Yeah, an 8 or a 9, and the second one not so much though.
I love the second one.
Really?
Yeah.
I really do. James
Like
Cameron
I'm gonna say the first one. Okay, the first one's an 8. The second one's a 7 for me because I already know what the plot is gonna be. It's just everything's set up and the dominoes are gonna fall, and you know exactly how the dominoes are gonna fall.
Well, when you see them all together, 2 sticks out more because of that. That's his one time where he had a love interest, and I really felt
Not for very long.
I know, that's what's so traumatic about it. That's why he goes in that straight rage afterwards, and annihilates everybody. And I could feel that. He's finally going to get laid. After all that time. I mean, he'd been locked down for a while. I mean, it'd been probably years since he got any action, and she was hot too. So.
I'm going to say this. She was so smoking hot, Mexican Iron Man hereby amends his earlier previous statement that I generally don't find Asian chicks attractive.
Attaboy.
Yeah, that statement has now been amended after watching First Blood 2.
Now you see where my original crush came from.
Yes.
I like Korean women.
A lot of guys do. I keep hearing that from a lot of guys.
Great massages.
Of the Asian choices I have.
God, look at that introspective look on his face. I love it.
And I have a soft spot for South Asian women, Indian actresses with green eyes.
Mm.
There's something hot about
Bollywood princesses.
Bollywood princesses. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Big Trouble in Little China, the Asian with.
Wow, we have another guest, Tom.
I nailed it. He's wearing the shirt.
May the wings.
Jack Burton. Any old Jack Burton says at a time like this.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
That's my Big Trouble shirt. Hey, 70s. How you doing, buddy?
70s.
I am doing very well indeed, sir. Thank you. How are you all?
Good.
Oh, I got to hang out with Jock McHugh last night.
My cousin Jock McHugh, yes. My cousin from another
sheep. They crapped all over the studio floor. It was kind of
little pellets though, little tiny pellets that she easy to sweep them up.
Stunk up the place.
I gotta say, 70s, your puppet routine that you did last night on Jolly Show was freaking hilarious. I mean, you were hilarious.
Nothing to do with me, Mikey, but thank you. It was not. Jock is not me.
What was that one line you used? Sheer
heart attack. No,
you said something about shears. What was it?
There were so many one-liners last night.
Shearing is because
shearing is caring. That's
because
shearing was caring.
Your character has a bunch of sheep, and so you were saying shearing is caring.
Shearing is caring. That's correct. Yes.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran was caring. No, it isn't.
So I'm about a third of the way. I'm about a third of the way into the Afghanistan one, and I'm already bored. But
well, the third one's it was a time-centric movie. Okay, so
I never saw
you've seen the
one.
best parts so far. The best parts in the beginning when was it Thailand? I think he's in. And
the stick fight.
That's the best part, and then after that, it kind of goes downhill. Especially when you realize that this is the Rambo where he teams up with the Taliban. Basically,
I think that's why I'm kind of like I put it on pause and say I'll finish it later because I was just like, okay, great. Here's Rambo helping the Taliban.
Yeah,
but
time-centric.
actually, yeah, it's one of those movies you can either finish it or don't, like Jolly said. But once you get to the next one, though, that's the one where the
so what is the next one, Jolly? The one that you sent me?
The next one's the one I sent you. Yes.
Okay, so now
Rambo, aka Rambo 4, aka Rambo, John Rambo.
So
it was like 20-something years later too. So
I will see
that
so
much better than it had a right to be for a fourth film in a series 20 years after the original movie. It was so much better than it had the right to be.
Wow. Well, I'll see that on Tuesday, and I'll report to you Tuesday night, Jolly.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then I think you might like Last Blood too. I think it'll.
Yeah,
I'm curious to hear your feelings on that one.
Yep.
Well, I think we need to get to the real travesty of justice. Is that how in the hell could Paul Chato, who's older than all of us by at least, let's just say, Paul, a spring or two.
I'm older.
A few minutes.
Let's just call it by a spring term or two. Okay.
He's closer to Brian.
I'm catching up with him though.
How could you have missed The Godfather, Paul?
Yeah, what is this shit?
And
How do you not see the greatest film of all time?
And I'm a big Mario Puzo fan.
Did you read the book?
No, but I mean, I like that style of book. Did Mario Puzo write The Godfather?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I'm like, that's like his most famous book. I'm like, what do you mean you're a Mario Puzo fan?
I am. I must have read it. Yes, I read it, and then the other one, his other big one. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yes, I did read the book.
See, now I can see.
I think that's why I didn't watch the movie, because I just enjoyed the book. But
see, and that's I can see where you're coming from there, because there's the book and the movies plural, because there's a lot of the first book that winds up in part 2. Like they're two different animals.
Yeah, I know, no doubt.
Yeah, the movie is pretty. It's, and that's where it's really excellent watching The Offer, which Steven brought up earlier too, is because you really get to see the process of how this became. Because Francis Ford Coppola didn't want to do it. The studio wanted to do it as a B-grade gangster picture. And, once him and Puzo got together, you've seen that spark between them. And this was something that he actually said at the time. He goes, I didn't even want to make this movie, but now this might be my magnum opus, right? When he got down to it, because it clicked with him that it was about family, because he didn't want to do it in the first place, because he's like, I don't want to sit here and glorify the mafia. He's like, that's all Hollywood's done for years.
Wasn't the book written along with the movie? It wasn't written beforehand.
No, it was written just before, but Paramount optioned it early.
Oh, I see.
And they just so happened to get lucky that it came out and ended up being the #1 bestseller just as they were getting ready to put the movie out.
He
so
wrote
it was
the
like
book, but at the same time, it went to the publisher's house. He optioned the screenplay. He optioned the rights to write the screenplay.
Because what it was Puzo was a gambler.
Yeah.
And he needed cash now. And his book that he did just before The Godfather bombed. But the publisher noticed that everybody was talking about, there was a chapter in there that had to do with the mafia. And she's like, why don't you just write a story about the mafia? And he's like, I don't want to. And he did it only because he owed bookies money, basically. So he did it as a quick one-off. And it just ended up being his most popular story because people just fell in love with it. And Coppola saw into it what a lot of other people didn't, and that was, this is a story about family, right? It's not about the crimes. It's not about, it is about power, but it's more about this being about these three men, basically, Sonny, Michael, and the Don, and their story and how it all kind of went down. But and it also parallels America at the same time. It's kind of if you really get a chance to sit down and watch it, it's a great film. It's a really good film. I think you'll enjoy it, Paul, especially the first two.
There's no doubt. I mean, I remember reading The Last Dawn. He was a very good writer.
The Last Dawn was a great book too. Tom, am I authorized to suspend Paul Chato from any further appearances until he watches The Godfather?
No, it takes too long to watch The Godfather.
Wow.
Well,
all right. Well, can I suspend Jolly?
Well, sometimes a book is better. Here's a great example. I've read The Stand multiple times, like 3 times, I think now, and I love that book. I'm not too fond of Stephen King's politics. That's another story. But the movies series that they've done have been horrible compared to the book, and I'm still waiting for an actual good series or a really good long movie.
Well, Stephen King has. His issue is he is just almost impossible to translate into non-batshit craziness, right?
Right.
That's where his best stories are the ones that have the least amount of ghosts or monsters, and his best translated films have been Misery, Stand By Me, Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile. Those are the ones.
Don't forget
Go
his
ahead.
his TV films, because he had Langoliers and he also had Tommy Knockers and all that stuff. But
And
some of
people
the
don't like those so much.
not
The
too much.
Mist
Well,
was
it was
good.
bad animation
I
back
like
then.
The Mist.
But going back to the Godfather stuff, I guess it depends on me. I haven't seen any of them, but I think that also depends on how I was raised in my household with my dad. My dad introduced me to more sci-fi than stuff like that, like Star Trek, Star Wars, and all that. So Godfather never popped up on my radar. Lord of the Rings, that was my first book I read, all three of them. So I guess it also depends how you were raised, because those things will fly under the radar. When you're going to Rambo, I've seen First Blood, but I haven't seen the other ones. It's not because I don't want to, it's because it never pops up on my
So
radar.
that's an interesting theory there, Fat, because
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the year 1972. So in 1972, I was watching Monty Python, going
That's
to
another
see.
one.
I was
Yeah.
going to see. I mean, to me, I was heavily into comedy, British comedy.
Mm.
I went to see Leslie Weston Mountain, Johnny Winner, the Turtles. What was it? In the people who did Inagata Vida. I went to see them
Iron
in concert.
Butterfly.
Iron Butterfly.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing at that time, and I'm trying to think of whether I was heavily into movies. No, I was live concerts and comedy.
Well, and I can understand why, Paul, because at that time Hollywood was dying, and that's another thing that the author touches on is basically how guys like Bob Evans saved Hollywood. Because at that point they were losing money on all these big bloated blockbusters, kind of like we are now with things like Cleopatra and Paint Your Wagon and all these other movies that nobody wanted to really see.
But those were from another era. They're trying
to
keep
and then
the MGM kind of big event stuff going. It wasn't very mature. It had lost any kind of meaning. We didn't care about Singing in the Rain by 1970.
Exactly. And that's kind of what Bob Evans figured out. He said, people want to see Chinatown. They want to see The Exorcist. They want to see The Godfather. They want to see Rosemary's Baby.
Right.
They want to see movies they've never seen before. They want to see stuff in movies they've never seen before. He was one of the pioneers of that kind of stuff. And not just him, but he was one of the main guys to go like, people are sick and tired of musicals and Westerns. They want America. They want reality. They want,
but Paul,
stuff they see.
Paul, that's a good one too, because the way I was raised, most for me, it was like I loved comedy, whether it be John Panette, Just for Laughs. You had Robin Williams stand up, you had all that stuff going on, and I'd rather fill my whole palette with that stuff, because comedy not only was like getting a different type of movie each time, you were able to see and adapt yourself towards real life situations within it. So I think stuff like The Godfather never really came into my view.
And my movie watching in the 60s was 2001.
My dad taught me that one too. Yeah.
I mean, I saw that, I don't know, 10 times.
That movie's so long it lasted the whole 1960s.
Trust me. I know.
I saw it 10 times in the theater.
Were you stoned when you saw it though, Paul?
No.
By
I
the
was
time it
stoned
came
when I
out,
saw Rocky Horror Picture Show and Fantasia.
And that's another movie that, changed things too. Like Rocky Horror was another one that come out of that era. And
I was on acid.
There you go. See that? Well, at least you're on something. And like the thing with The Godfather that most people don't know is that was the first movie to ever be released coast to coast on the same day.
And I'll say something else too. This is all coming back to me. I viewed it as a grown-up film, and I can
see that.
I was a teen, like late teen. It wasn't. But wow, why would I see this? This is
that's like Rambo. I mean, when did Rambo come out? 1982. I think I was still fucking around with He-Man, I think.
It could fall under the whole the Teenage Rebellion thing. Like your parents are recommending stuff, and you're just like, nah, I'd rather just watch this and do my acid. I think
actually, I mean, I understand. Yeah, kind of, Steven, you're not wrong. I don't think like in that era, that was what I was getting at, is that movies were not speaking to the younger generation quite yet. Like they hadn't got to that point. They were getting there, but
Easy Rider.
Easy Rider was the movie that really changed it.
Easy Rider was big for me.
When was
my eighth birthday? We rented Rambo: First Blood Part 2. It just come out on VHS. That was a tape that you put in a machine, kids. But anyway, it was great, and I thought for my 8th birthday it was perfect.
See, mine, it was like when I started getting the more like kind of adult stuff, I guess would be like Predator, RoboCop, all that stuff. And I started getting into that. And then it was a whole trend of those action films. But Rambo never got in there. It never did. Then, oh my God. And I watched.
Well, it's just because you're Canadian.
No, I actually watched First Blood.
I never watched Rambo either.
No. My first time watching First Blood was
Mexican.
was last year. That was my first time
Hey,
watching
there you
First
go.
Blood.
See, me and Fat
Last year.
Steven.
Well, it was known as a violent
First
movie
Blood
when
in
we
the
were
theater, and Easy Rider was 1969, so that was right in there for me also.
And Easy Rider was the movie that kind of changed things. Culture Casino's here.
Yeah, he's crimping his nails.
The more
he thinks he's hot shit because he was in Vegas all weekend.
Exactly.
When did Time Bandits come out?
I think it was 84, Steven.
So Culture's here, like, I'm here to make a special appearance, and if they're not going to honor me, I'm just going to do my nails.
No, he was in Vegas. He has Vegas
especially
stories.
if that Mexican guy is here.
He got some sun.
Did he ever invite you on his show, Mexican Iron Man? His late night Sunday show?
No, never does that. No.
Well, that's a lie. He actually, Culture, does send me the link every single week, but unfortunately, it's too late at night for me.
Were you guys ever a fan of Screamers? If you guys remember that one?
Yeah,
I
thought you meant
AI robot. Not what you do.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
I have a complaint. Culture Casino would never do his nails if Andre was here.
No, he would do Andre's nails.
I have to tell Andre that I watched that Hungarian movie that he sent me, Taxidermia. That is one weird.
Yeah, I just had dinner. I'm not hungry at all. I'm good.
You if you want a weird movie. Oh my God.
I actually lucked out twice though, because I've actually met Robin Williams before he passed twice in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And he's funny, man. Like that dude, he cared about his kids. You ever watch him come out of a game store for his kids buying like consoles and games? He clears the place out. Next time I saw him, I was getting my neck tattooed and he was making fun of a girl crying because she was getting a tramp stamp and it was too painful. And he just wouldn't stop cracking jokes. I love it.
And because it was saying enter here.
Yeah, pretty much. Or like, this is where your diploma goes.
This way up.
I met Robin Williams when I was at Second City studying. And so Second City was on Lombard Street.
Mm-hmm.
And it was such a fun era because you didn't have any money as an actor, but Second City, after the show cleared out and they had the improv session where they were working out the next show, you got in for free.
That was on Peter Street, right? Because I remember delivering to one of the
Lombard.
Okay.
Lombard Street.
Which one was on Peter Street? Just where the
I think later. That was way later.
Yeah, that's where I used to do most of my courier packages with one of our.
So the very first one was at the fire hall. I mean, it was a famous location, and so we would go in. I would go every night, and line up and hopefully get in, and if the audience didn't leave, then you didn't get a spot, right? But if enough of the audience left, then you could go in and you sat down. And one night, Robin Williams showed up as a surprise. Damn. And during the improv sequences, he would come out and screw everybody up.
I love it
because once as a show started getting into shape, the improvs were fake in the sense that they would go out. Can I have a suggestion? Prostitute. Thank you for your suggestion of business hotel.
But that's it. If you watch any compilation of Rob Williams, like even with the Craig Ferguson Late Show and other things like that, he is just totally off the rails. And he once you let him go, he goes.
And he was great. And what happened? He forced everybody to up their game.
Yeah.
Because they were no longer doing their scripted lines. And then after the show, we hung out at the very end, and then I heard him say, I hear Lee Von Helm is playing at the Hard Rock. And I said, oh, well, I live up there. It's a 20-minute walk. I'll walk with you there. And he went, okay. And so we hung up for 20 minutes.
Lucky bastard.
And it was just an absolutely pleasant walk. I purposely did not talk about showbiz at all. Like nothing. I purposely avoided it. And he even asked me up. He said, hey, do you want to watch Lee Von Helm? And I went, you know what? I think I've had, this was enough good. I don't need to turn into the third date, the third person, the third wheel. You enjoy yourself. And he was just a wonderful human being. It was,
I couldn't do that, man. Like he has been my idol for comedy for God knows how long, man. From Aladdin, almost maybe choking on popcorn when he was doing the bee scene to everything. Like
he was great. It's not always good to meet your idols. Peter Cook appeared one time at the Lombard Street, and he was roaring drunk, and he would come out on stage, try to interact with the troop and add whatever it was that Peter Cook had remaining in his tank, and it was, oh my God, it was really sad. And Peter Cook is one of my heroes.
There was one I never got to meet, and I think that was John Panette, and he had some great stand-up, especially in Montreal when he got the Just for Laughs specials, like Around the World in 80 Buffets, doing the Ewok impression, waiting in the line for ice cream. Get out of line. If you remember,
Was he a Canadian?
Yeah, he was Canadian.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that Just for Laughs actually hired a Canadian.
They had a few, not as much. I think that's where Jeff Dunham got his starting off, isn't it? Because he used to pop up a few times with.
Yeah. No, I called Just for Laughs just for American stand-ups.
That's true now, yeah.
All I know is this.
Hey, Culture's here.
I knew I smelled hair.
My favorite game was Dead or Canadian, and now there's a lot of both answers there.
Mine was Shaved and Weave. Which one are you?
John Candy, Dead or Canadian.
Yeah,
both.
That's right.
Shit, man.
Yep. Culture's here, and we all smell product.
Yeah.
Hey, I am product. I'm the embodiment of product, baby.
We love you, Culture.
Dead or Canadian. Now, does that count for people like Jim Carrey who switched allegiances?
It doesn't matter.
That's dead and crazy.
Yeah. Jim Carrey's just Canadian.
No.
Not anymore.
No.
Yeah, he is.
No.
He's born Canadian.
Yes, born Canadian.
So he's Canadian. But she's down there in
You can look. That's like trying to pretend that you're like a gopher.
No, I know. That was just a question. So, for instance, Keanu Reeves was born in Beirut,
right?
But raised in Canada, and he considers himself Canadian.
Sure,
but you can use that as and Elon Musk actually has dual citizenship.
Yes, he does.
He has a Canadian.
Is he Canadian too?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a Canadian African American.
What?
Yep.
You guys are just trying to destroy myself. You guys are destroying my self-esteem here as an American.
Why?
No, you don't need to. After Bill's 11, you don't have to worry about crap anymore. Mike, you're happy where you are.
Yeah, Elon was born in South Africa, and moved to Canada, went to Queen's University.
Yep.
And
then said, "This sucks. I'm going to go make $1 billion."
Yeah, did Canada give the U.S. Alan Thicke and Justin Bieber, or was it just Justin Bieber? I can't remember.
Both.
Okay,
we gave you Alan Thicke, Dead and Canadian, by the way.
Yeah.
At least we got Mike Myers. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Alan Thicke, yes, and his son.
Growing
I think his son was born in the United States.
Thick of the night.
Ted Cruz was born in Canada.
And some great wrestlers like Bret the Hitman Hart and Owen Hart. Yes, good wrestlers.
He's Canadian.
And not Jason Momoa. The Rock.
Dwayne Johnson.
His one of his parents is Canadian.
See, that's one thing I missed about downtown Toronto. Some people might not, but when Much Music used to have their building down there, and they did live nights, man, I got to meet like Deftones, Chris Jericho, George Stropalopoulos would come out and hand everyone, like in the winter months, like hot chocolate, and he would just spend his paychecks.
Nice.
Like it was a great experience waiting at Much Music, but they still had what was it, the Speaker's Corner?
Yep.
You guys remember that? Yeah.
Snuffleupagus has a first name.
George Stropalopoulos. His name is his last name is literally like dyslexia. You don't want to say it and you try.
Strombopoulos.
That's the one. Thank you.
I didn't know he had a first name.
Yeah.
So Keanu Reeves is so Canadian that he was a goalie, hockey goalie. Do you know what his nickname was?
No.
You got me.
The Wall.
Nice.
He was named The Wall. And he played a goalie in Youngblood, the Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe hockey movie.
Youngblood's a good film. And Patrick
Swayze, very good film, yeah. But yeah, he was The Wall. He was actually a pretty good goalie. He wanted to play professional.
You want some more Canadian? John Warner of the Warner Brothers. The other two were Polish, but John Warner, who actually built Warner Brothers, was Canadian. Max Sennett was born in Quebec. Who was the silent film comedy genius, was a Quebecer, and Metro Golden Mayor guy, Louis B. Mayer was born in New Brunswick. So you can blame Hollywood on Canadians.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of shit I blame on Canada.
That's okay. We don't culture. It's all good.
So people don't realize that.
I try to actively ignore Canada. It doesn't work. I'm hanging
It's
out.
ignoring you. Culture it ignores you back.
We're easy to be ignored. We're just a giant gnat on the ass of the United States.
What's funny? Did you see the gnat fly by on the screen just now? Is that what cued you into that? I just had a gnat fly by.
I think so. That was us. That was Canada.
Well, to bring the conversation full circle, the Rambo First Blood was actually filmed on a border town on Washington State and the Canadian border.
Really?
Yep.
A lot of stuff's actually filmed up here. I know a lot of X-Files was filmed up, I think, in Vancouver.
Yep.
Yes.
Downtown Toronto was Resident Evil. You can remember that because they showed.
So
City Hall was our City Hall, and they
21 Jump Street was in Vancouver too.
Basically, what you're saying is Canada's so generic it looks like anywhere else.
Pretty much like your product.
Culture, have you ever noticed that anytime 2 or more Canadians get on any of these streams, like
we get boring Canadian talk.
We just stop talking.
I'm sorry. Hey.
Leafs won their first round in the first time.
So how are you feeling, Paul?
No one cares about hockey. I have a news flash.
I'm gonna lay. I'm gonna lay out hockey right now when it comes to Canada.
No one cares about hockey.
Who won overtime game 7? Who won overtime game 7 tonight?
No one cares about hockey.
Between who?
I haven't looked it up because I'm
between LA and Calgary.
I was on a stream.
Is it Boston?
Did Boston win?
I don't know. I'm just about to look it up because I came onto the stream and it was still in overtime.
No one cares about hockey.
The best thing about Toronto hockey is you can be in the playoffs as
Panthers beat
Florida won.
Yeah.
Panthers won.
Yes.
You hate Boston?
No, I know. We had a betting stream, and my bets are looking very good right now.
No one cares about hockey.
Yes, they do, Mikey.
No, they don't.
Lots of us do.
What do you like? High lie?
Wow, that's racist. Dude, that was
no.
racist.
I'm an American. I like football and baseball
and Fanta.
Yeah.
Like, why does Canada even have Toronto? Why do you even have?
We won 2 World Series back to back before the strike, and that's when baseball died. Let's not get into that.
Oh my God, are you going back to the Montreal Expos? Is that
no, I'm going back to the Roberto Alomar and Jose and Joe Carter.
The Blue Jays.
Yeah.
That was a good team.
Yeah, both times they won, and then the strike happened, and baseball went
again. Canadians, no. You should not even have a baseball team.
Listen. We fully acknowledge that our Puerto Ricans beat your Puerto Ricans.
Yes.
What?
Wait, what?
Mikey's favorite sport is high dive out of windows.
Paul, that's like 3 consecutive racist comments in a row.
Don't turn this into a. Don't turn this.
Wait, 70s. Racist.
I thought it was the hurdles.
Turn into an insult.
The hurdles.
We had fantastic players from the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Ricans.
I was going to say, oh my God, that was 4.
Tom, this is what happens when we have too many.
Just because I mention them isn't racist.
I've totally lost control.
Tom loves it because
Tom hasn't had control in a while.
The good thing about it is, as Canadians, we apologize for you losing control.
Well, there was one game where someone left the curtains open at the Sky Dome Hotel, and everyone was watching a couple humping.
Oh, because the camera guy viewed over, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was on the Jumbotron, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I absolutely love when hotels are built against stadiums. It's the funnest thing ever. Oh man!
Technically, we're the Lance Armstrong of Canada. If you think about it, because he's got the CN Tower in one testicle. So
let's see what the chat is talking about. Many dragons here, and says, and this is a member chat, says, I think they desexualize female characters because they are both jealous and depressed that they make them feel ugly. Sadly, they are ugly on the inside. Yes, this is true, and this is why they're not being screwed on balconies during sports games. What you guys were just talking about? It was a joke. Jeez.
Fell flat.
I guess.
Like a Mexican jumping a fence.
Like a Mexican jumping out of a window. Yeah.
What's happening now?
That's racist.
The Mexicans created the hurdles so they can jump over fences better.
Wait, Mike's jumping out of a window again?
No, we're not turning this into that.
He never
stream.
stopped, Culture. He never stopped.
We are.
He's always on the run for better paint prices.
Yes, Culture. I know you gotta go. That's why I'm trying to get through these super chats so we can get over to your stream.
That's not what. Tom, I missed you.
You're a liar. Liar. You show up late and you leave early.
I even tried to join the stream when I was in Vegas.
You show up late and you leave early.
When?
On Monday, you remember?
No.
No. We weren't streaming
I
on
tried
Monday.
to show up on Wednesday, remember? I was in the stream on Wednesday,
You
remember?
were here Wednesday?
I
Who's your
was.
Wednesday?
Wednesday is 4K for you. That's not true.
Yeah. You should write these things down so you don't forget your life.
I don't need to write them down because I'm aware of all Midnight Edge and Midnight Edge After Dark live streams, so I know when all of them are scheduled.
I wish Paul wouldn't stare at me like that. It's very unsettling.
Paul, yes.
Paul,
Don't be going to Paul for backup when just the other day, last week,
hey.
twice, you made fun of Paul's comedy, so you be nice to Paul.
Paul, tell Mikey I was with you on Wednesday for the beginning of the stream.
Yes, you were at the beginning of the stream. No, I'm just looking at another monitor here. I was not looking at.
Oh, okay. Hi, another monitor.
You be nice to Paul. You were baby face to Paul last week twice.
Hey, Tom.
Do we need the hammock picture, Culture? I got the
I love
hammock
you.
picture.
I love you too.
I was fussing over what the thumbnail has to be for my video for tomorrow, which is why I'm dressed up.
Nakedness always works.
I know.
Yeah, naked chicks.
Yeah, naked Kathleen Kennedy.
I am never photoshopping that for anyone.
No. Please,
Midnight.
I
We
don't
got
need that.
D-Bud Martin here. I almost read my own name out. It says, tell Mikey that my current addiction to Ultraman shows and kaiju movies is all your fault. So it's your fault, Mikey.
Yeah, the
And
new
he loved
Ultraman
Mikey.
is coming out soon. I hope it's the old one and not the new thing that they came up with.
Did anybody see Susui?
No, I didn't even know until somebody messaged me earlier that it's out this weekend, and then I looked. I'm like, oh,
I have not.
I went and seen it.
Sisu, right? That's right, Steven, right? Sisu?
Yeah, Sisu?
That's my favorite Paul McCartney song. Sisu.
Susi.
Sisu.
It's the Norwegian.
Sisu.
Right?
Is me.
Yeah, it's a Norwegian guy that goes just bananas because they try to mess with him and his gold and stuff. Looks good. And he's
His
got a bunch of
bananas.
daughters.
Do you mean his dick and balls?
And he's got daughters, and they are also go like crazy. I hear it's good.
Wow.
I'm gonna go watch Galaxy, the
Galaxy
Guardians
Quest?
of the Galaxy.
The third
Yeah, I
one?
got tickets for that on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Actually,
What is it called?
Guardians of the Galaxy
Volume 3.
Guardians of the Galaxy Quest of the Golden Key.
Yeah, you
Called
guys.
Desexualized Nebula Part 3.
You guys are you're gonna go see that film, and you might be the very few
It'll
people in
do
the
better
theater.
than Little Mermaid Culture. We gotta say that right now.
We'll see.
I heard there's a
Really?
lot of animal cruelty to raccoons in that movie, so just viewer discretion advised, friends. If
yes,
you're
I heard
sensitive.
it's quite horrific. Not as horrific as Taxidermia, but I mean,
Right.
Is that the first F-bomb in a Marvel film? Is that the one?
Oh,
yeah. Apparently, that's supposed to be a big deal.
Yeah, it's called Fail. That's what it's
But
called.
that's
the big
not-
F-bomb.
that
Who
is
cares?
not true because Deadpool exists in the world, and Deadpool is a
True.
Marvel film. It
That's
has Marvel in front of
true.
it.
You're
But-
right. You're right. Didn't think of that.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
But
When
Now,
Logan
Disney
died, didn't he go? "Fu-"
Well, that was in the future, though. This
Oh.
is present day. I
Tom,
I
guess.
see.
I
Tom,
give up.
Tipping Orc gifted 5.
I know you're
Midnight-
trying to get us out of here, but you're
And
not leaving
After
until I
Dark
say you
membership.
can.
Remember, I was trying to be thankful.
Oh, I gotta
for the
get
member-
Thank you, Tripping Orc. Waltman says, did you hear about Bud Light's emergency meeting? No,
Yes.
I did not.
But they're actually
I
gonna
know
make good beer.
No.
No.
I know some people got fired, but
Yes.
So what
Talk-
happened at the emergency meeting? They
I don't
panicked
know.
about their present situation. Well, like
Yes,
what,
they did. Yeah. And,
so
and,
what?
and
What else do we need to know?
the emergency meeted with distributors.
Isn't it what the bars are also like canceling out on them too? And like
Yes.
no one wants to
Well,
support
there's-
their product at all. It's
There,
like
there-
it's
there's
not
some.
selling.
There is some human tragedy in this that the people who deliver the beer to the bars work on peace
Commissions.
basis,
Yeah.
Yep.
peace basis. And I saw one video of a guy crying. He just said, "Like my life is gone. Like it's totally toasted. I've got."
Why is it gone?
Because it was the beer that he was delivering to the bars, and he's not a salaried employee. He gets paid on the per box that gets delivered and sold at the bar.
Oh my God.
That one woman and her boss killed Bud Light's franchise in just a couple of days.
And I mean, they're probably going to advertise their way out of it.
That's what they're trying to do.
And you know, I mean, to me, the dumbest part of this is I don't understand why. Not that it's a huge audience. I don't think anyone would have been offended if they advertised to the trans community rather than using a trans individual as a woman's substitute. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's the dumbest thing in the world.
Well, it's the same with the makeup.
Advertise to the trans community. Great. Who cares? Coors Light advertises directly to the gay community. Yes. No one cares. No. But don't do a female substitute. Well, that's what Hershey's did. Hershey's,
well, Paul, it's the same thing with the makeup companies now that are like using them.
Well, again,
you're taking away.
Cosmetics built its business selling makeup to drag queens.
Yeah.
Speaking of Toronto companies, so
it reminds me of an old Aerosmith song. What was it? Dude looks like a lady.
Yeah. So that's what I don't understand. Like, these people are stupid. Just advertise to that community. Who cares?
It's like activism overtakes money and profit at this point, and the activism is not killing themselves. Yeah.
Oh, and neo-Marxism is the whole reason to do it. I mean, you know, and you had an advertising executive who, is
nuts,
woke, and wants to produce neo-Marxist, ideas and beer. So you're right, 100% virtue signal. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So
except the reason I'm wearing this jacket is I finished a video where a parent goes up to a parent-teacher meeting and talks about the fact that all the previous depositions from the parents have up to this point been very anti-woke, but I, as a parent, want more woke from the school because my children are stupid. And if they continue to create worthless children from the school, then my kids have a better chance out in the marketplace. So I am actually for woke kids who are triggerable and worthless out in the marketplace because my kids then have a chance. So that's what the premise of the sketch is. It's pretty funny.
I just don't get it. It's like, okay, sell your product. You know what I mean? Just sell your product. Go for your audience. Go for the profit. Stop trying to signal to the 3% and signal to everyone. Because the end of the day, everyone just wants to be treated the same.
0.05.
Sorry, I'm very bad at math. I failed, so I was trying to be good here. But like, honestly, just aim for a general audience. It's the same with movies. General audience. It doesn't have to be modern. It's just general audiences. You were trying to get everyone's attention, not just a 3%. Sorry, 0.3%. My bad.
But you're okay. We don't necessarily have to go down this rabbit path. I've been reading a lot on this, and part of the whatever you call it, the cultural Maoists or whatever, the key component of their dogma is that everything in the past is bad. That's core. That's why you're not seeing people using old comic books. When you're going, hey, the story's right there. Why didn't you just use it? It's because the past is bad. Older people are bad. White males, bad. It's all about a specific start when they went to high school or whatever happened to be, and after that everything is good. It's really clear in the reading that the history is what they're fighting. They're not interested in it.
But you can tear down as many statues as you want, Paul. You're not going to tear down the history because the books are still there. No matter how many times you try to get rid of the history or say it's bad. Yeah, but that's I think this is their denial prospects.
It's denial. Yes, it's completely denial. Yes, but
that's what they need a therapist who's white and male to talk about the problems.
Books can be suppressed too and removed too. I mean, throughout history, regimes have got rid of books that they didn't like, and I'm talking over the last 2,000 years. I mean,
Confucian was banned
as we're
under Maoism.
That was just
the last few months. The books can also be rewritten.
Yeah. So,
and I mean, how many of those are now going through sensitivity edits?
Yes.
So.
I mean, it is harder now because of the mass amounts of digital media to completely eradicate something. Its ideas cannot be completely eradicated.
Where have I heard this before? I think which Indiana Jones movie was the burning of the books? What scene was that? Because I feel like it's replaying itself.
Last Crusade, I think it was.
Was it Last Crusade, or was it? You sure?
Yeah, it was Last Crusade.
Yeah.
All right, I just want
Nazi
to make sure.
scene.
You know, the history is supposed to be ignored, yet they seem to be repeating it right out of movies. What is going on here?
Well, Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah.
But
We have
we're interested in the history because it informs our discussions.
It teaches us lessons so we don't screw up again.
Yeah, I was listening to a video conference by film DOPs, and these were older guys, well known in Hollywood. They were just going nuts because none of the kids who enrolled in these schools, high-priced schools, knew any of the films from the past. They never saw Eisenstein. They never saw Fellini film, like nothing, zero. They said they had never encountered a less informed cohort of people than over the last 5 or so years. So, I mean, again, history is of no interest. We're not going to convince them that history is good. This is the reality that we have to,
Paul, let me ask you a question as a television production network executive type. One of the things that we've talked about here a number of times is the fact that the people that are currently running Hollywood, the people who are currently making things, don't have the same literary background as you would find for somebody like Scorsese or Coppola or Lucas or Spielberg. The people that are making movies now grew up watching movies and TV shows. And so that informs how they make everything. They don't look to literature and to literary forms to inform their storytelling. Is that an accurate read of the industry right now, do you think?
Well, again, you have to divide it up between the creatives and the decision makers. Generally speaking, the decision makers didn't read anything. They're dumb as pucks, and they wanted lunches at fancy restaurants and humping beautiful starlets.
Is there
which is why they just they had script readers that gave them a 25-word summary. No, they didn't want to read any. The people in charge wanted to read nothing. Isn't there a generalization? Not that there weren't smart people who read voraciously, but that wasn't the rule.
Isn't there any way to still maintain? Let's say they're trying to destroy history. They're trying to destroy the legacy. Well, how can we pass on the lessons from, let's say, lost literature so it continues on to the next generation without them even knowing that they're being taught something, unless it's on a screen or a TikTok video?
Well, you got to blame the schools themselves. They're the ones who have decided that Shakespeare can't be taught. That's part of the problem. Everything has to be decolonized. Math has to be decolonized. Physics has to be decolonized. We're just living in this bizarro world where we can't just enjoy, what it was when it was.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sitting beside the kid that just constantly ate the Elmer's glue. And that's all that's happening right now. That's literally what it feels like, because it's like you turn your head, you're like, I get it, and everyone else is around there looking at it like they just need more glue.
It's unfortunate because we live in a time where we should be, and we are the inheritors of the greatest flowering of civilization and the collected wisdom of thousands of years of civilization. We should be swamped with good things and diverse.
Well,
things.
The problem is that a lot of good things were accomplished. Women rights, more equalities, gay marriage, and we never stopped to take a victory lap. And activism is about, which is what diversity, inclusivity, equity. The problem with it is that at its core, it can never end.
It's like
that's the eternal struggle.
It is never ending. And I have asked government departments here in Canada. Can you please tell me what were the stats that required you to bring in dye? What's the plan? How are you going to execute it? And when does it end? And I've never gotten a single response to that, because the purpose of it is to never stop.
The struggle.
Right.
Yeah.
So in other words, you just explained the Blah movie.
Yeah, Blonde. I saw that. I ran out of the theater.
Yeah, it just keeps consuming. It's the same way you can play how people act with cancel culture online. Once they finish one target, they move on to the next, and they never consume.
I love
Someone
it.
turns on the it's just
it just gets bigger.
And this is why we have to get Paul Chatto over on Comics Division's Yelling at Parked Cars stream on Monday, so he can talk all of his political stuff.
He'll get bombarded, man.
Are you kidding? Paul's default setting on matters of U.S. politics is, I don't understand why this is happening.
Yes. I don't
I don't know.
Claim negligence.
They might tear you apart over there.
I will not comment on American politics. It's not
speaking
my country.
of,
you just did.
We got Toxic Man Food here, who's been a member for 14 months and says, supporting Tom, money that did not go to Culture Casino. That's right.
Tox.
That's right.
That's good, Tox. I love it.
We got Hunch the Dirty Roofer, who sends in a two-parter here, who says, interesting side note, Puzo talked about the casting culture of Hollywood, inferring the commonplace of it. Half a century before Me Too. Part 2 from Hunch the Dirty Roofer says, that 70s show, Mikey's favorite sports are triathlon. They don't got everything outside of lawn care he feels are important: running, swimming, and biking. He's told me that Mexicans can't swim.
Oh no, they
do
can
hurdles.
swim, especially
We can swim. We just can't swim quickly. When is the last time in the U.S. Olympics? In the Olympics.
Divers.
In the Olympics of all time, when has a Mexican won a gold medal in swimming?
In diving.
Only when there's border patrol.
Diving's different.
Diving's different.
Yeah, Mikey dives all the time.
That's part of escaping.
Yeah, Mike's always diving out of windows and stuff.
There's like 7 cartel jokes I can make right now that I'm just not going to do because we're too late in the show.
You guys
next super chat.
Wait, Mexicans have learned a lot from Obi-Wan series. Now you guys don't have to hop the fence; you can just walk around it.
I was staying late in one building, which will remain nameless, and I walked into the boardroom because I needed something, and there was a very high up individual humping the secretary, and I went click.
Don't judge my life choices, Paul.
And so they didn't hear me.
That was you, Mikey?
Of course, they were pretty loud.
Did he scream, "You're getting a promotion"? And did it sound like George Costanza?
Marks 47 has been here for 24 months. Thank you so much, Marks. We appreciate that.
Sex is a very important part of Hollywood and continues to be.
It sells.
Someone has to do a documentary about every casting couch and what happened to them.
The actual couch.
The actual couch, yeah.
Oh man, let me tell you, there's a channel I have. I could send you, Steven, if you want to look at it.
No, I don't need to know your. No,
the worst casting couches when I was there were the extremely low end producers that would convince extremely stupid girls that they could do something for them.
Yeah, like every photographer that's not a photographer.
Yeah. Same kind of thing. And I'm not talking about the high end.
No.
Yeah. I'm a casting agent. Sure, I am.
It's coming to the bathroom of the IKEA here. We gotta get right now.
I'm at.
Come to my office at the Four Seasons.
Here's your bathrobe. Here's the nipple tassels. Now get on the floor.
Well, speaking of that, didn't you hear about Joey Lawrence's younger brother? Which one is his name? Matthew Lawrence.
Yeah.
So do we have any idea who he might be talking about? I had my first instincts, but then I'm like, my first instinct was, if that was the case, I think he would have said something, because that's kind of like one that everybody knows about. So I'm wondering if it's somebody that nobody assumes.
Well.
Because I think everybody kind of knows what I'm getting at here.
Is it just me, or is Hollywood like the only industry where you can accuse someone of like a serious crime but never name them ever?
Yeah. Well, that's typical of Hollywood, yeah.
It's like every time. It just astounds me to this point.
There's the new movement. Instead of Me Too, it's Me Who?
No, it was a Marvel director. They didn't specify if it was Disney Marvel, Fox Marvel, which Marvel. But this happened, and they didn't say when it happened. That was the other thing. So, like, we have no time frame.
Well, I mean, let's let's think about this for a minute. Who do we know who has done multiple
That's what
Marvel
I said
films?
too. Dude, that's what I said too. That was my first. No, okay, so now you're finally on the same page as me, Jacob. But that's the point. If that was the case, though, don't you think he would have named him? Because everybody else has. So I'm sitting here going, wait a minute here, something isn't adding up.
Tom, look at the actor and then look at what Marvel character hero has come out and see which one he would best portray and then figure it out from there.
And again, I get what you're saying, but I can't because other than like I
Black
think if it
Widow,
was,
that's for sure. It would not be Black Widow.
No, but if it was Bryan Singer, I think he would have named him. That's my point. Okay, I'll put it right on the fucking table.
X-Men? Well, you better get X on the ground.
Bryan Singer was a weird dude.
But I think if it was him, he would have named him because everybody else has already. So
Yeah,
like,
I don't think.
But how old was Matthew when Singer?
That's
was
the
making
thing.
that movies? I mean, he was.
That's the thing.
Coming out of what? Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Who cast Tom Holland?
That would have been Kevin Feige and
Amy Pascal.
Amy Pascal. Yeah.
Did he say he or she when he actually was talking?
It was a male director. Did not give us a time frame though.
Who cares?
There's got to be an article that if he was in talks with Marvel at all, right?
It was Joey Lawrence's brother, not Joey.
Matthew Lawrence.
Matthew Lawrence. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one from Mrs. Doubtfire, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, it was. It was in that one.
So, what Marvel films were coming out in that era?
We don't know. We didn't have a time frame. He didn't say if it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Well,
I mean, the Marvel, if it was X-Men, it would have been almost 20 years ago now. Or actually, it would have been 20 years ago.
Like I said, we're all basing this on the chance that it's
Iceman.
not the obvious choice of who we all think it possibly is. So.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the only thing I'm saying, Jacob, is that's the most likely scenario. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But if that was the case, why didn't you just name him? Because he's already persona non grata.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter.
So, exactly. He's got nothing to lose to name. If anything, he's got more to gain by naming that name.
You know, well, or maybe it was Josh Trank.
Ooh. I don't know if Trank really seems like the kind of guy who'd swing that way, but yeah.
Dude, a lot of doors swing both ways. Ask Mike.
You're not wrong. Well, Bryan Singer, for instance, does swing both ways. People forget that. So
a lot of windows open both ways.
Don't target me and get mad at me because you send the wrong link out to the wrong people.
I didn't send the wrong link to anybody.
No, I dropped it in his thing because I was trying to poach some of his people because
you
nobody
did?
wants to come hang out with
that's
me.
Brilliant. That's brilliant, Tom. Good teamwork.
See, I didn't scroll back far enough. Get the right one.
Tom, I'm
wait,
rushing.
wait. That means I can open up contract negotiations right now
Get on the
with
couch.
Society and Jason right now. I can open up contract negotiations.
And I'm not dressed to be in the same stream with Paul Chetto. I mean,
well, just say you're cosplaying as the Kool-Aid guy and you're good to go. Just take off the sweater.
It's okay. I want to negotiate. How do I negotiate with Society and Jason to poach them as guests?
I mean, I don't do that on my. You know what?
It's their channel.
I gotta go. I have a show. It's
You
gonna
know
start.
what happens when you mix malted hops and bull sperm? Well, we wanted to find out, so we did. And now we have Brahma Bull beer. That's right. Well, have no fear, 'cause Brahma Bull's here. Grab yourself a long neck of Brahma Bull beer, Brahma Bull beer. Drink irresponsibly.
I can't even kill him in the roast song.
Tom,
these are his friends.
You are my friend. Hey, you know what? Comics got that video you wanted for Invasion.
Good, because that was what that was for. I got to rewrite it anyway. We're gonna make it even more stupendous.
Oh, hey, you know, and Comics has a very dangerous picture of me.
Uh-oh.
Ah.
How much do I
Are
have
you
to super
naked?
chat to get my hands on it?
I don't know. You have to ask Comics. He'll be live tomorrow on Mondays.
Does it show your shortcomings?
Yeah.
No. Oh no.
What
No,
position
no.
were you in?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Well, I wasn't. I wasn't teabagging Matt Vader's desk like Quarterback Garrett was.
Oh Lord,
that was a weird moment. I'm in the room.
I missed that.
Did you need a plunger to pull it out of your butt? That's all.
No offense, I avoided a lot of the Vegas stuff because I get so selfish and I start to cry.
Can we give a
shout
shout out to Frank Gore though quickly?
Yeah, Frank Gore was amazing. What an incredible guest on the panel. Frank Gore in that film violence channel
Frank
or whatever
Threat.
that's
Yeah,
called.
Frank Threat. Right?
Yeah.
Frank Threat.
All right. Well, we'll be nice to culture now, and we'll wrap this up because I know Paul's got to get going.
I gotta go.
Oh wow.
We love you, Paul, and hopefully we see you tomorrow, if not sometime this week. And
And see me tomorrow.
Did Bryan Singer win any Oscars?
Yeah. Well, I think.
Because that's what Matthew Lawrence said. An Oscar-winning.
I know he's been in.
Has
I know he's been nominated. I don't think he ever won. That's a good point.
Yeah. So it's an Oscar winner director that proposition.
Would be
Branagh director.
You never asked me
Branagh?
out.
Kenneth. Whoa, would he have been up for Thor? Maybe.
No.
Kenneth Branagh.
No.
What?
No. And Branagh's not like that
Anymore.
not at all.
Well, I mean, you talk about the Oscar. I mean, there's not that many Oscar-winning directors that are in the Marvel.
Yeah, there you go.
The Russos. Oh wait, they left.
Well, and the scary part about see now actually, if you mention now if you think about the Russos,
Somebody in the chat believes Bryan Singer is an Oscar winner.
I'm not seeing it. All I see is nominations. I don't see any wins here at all. Just a couple of close nominations, and that's
Mikey?
it.
Has Taika won an Oscar?
No, I don't think so. Did he?
Wait,
did he for writing? Maybe he did.
Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit.
Wait, did he get an award for Bohemian Rhapsody?
No.
Did he?
No, he just nominations. He didn't even get nominated for Best Director for Bohemian Rhapsody. And I think the closest he ever came would have been Usual Suspects. And I don't think he won anything for that. I think it just won. I'm not seeing any wins for him here at all.
All right. But it does narrow down the field of play.
Now Taika Waititi, on the other hand,
that's what I was saying. Taika Big Titty.
Let's see here. I don't know if these are wins or just nominations here. Let me see.
Taika Big Titties.
I think they were just nominations.
All right.
He's got a weird movie coming out. Anyways, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
No.
Always
Chloe Zhao.
Talk to you later.
Cheers,
Bye,
Paul.
everyone.
Have a good one, Paul. Nice meeting you.
Okay. I'm going to go too because I have a show to start.
Oh, you think so?
Please.
Why should
See
I
you
let
over
you?
there later.
Please.
I guess that means I got.
Actually, I think Taika has won 3. Best live action short film.
Chloe Zhao has an Oscar.
Well, yeah, but she's a woman too. He said it was a he.
Yes, but
he
what
said
is
it
a
was
woman, Tom?
That's true. I can't define a woman.
You're making a lot of assumptions.
Thank you, 70s. Thank you.
Tom. I want to run my 3-minute intro.
Sounds like a dog going out.
All right, do your 3-minute intro.
Okay.
All right, we got one more super chat here, and then we're gonna go. We've got Detailed Devil Art 2 Section 4. It says, Chattel, Shakespeare is part of Common Core in California and 90% U.S. overall. More worried about government censorship of schools, if worried board meeting. Well, Shakespeare is being taught. But you know what? This is. I'm glad you guys were talking a little bit about this stuff because the Gospel According to Mark. I was talking to him on Scott's podcast last night, and he was talking about his son discovering The Outsiders. And I said, you know what's sad about that is that used to be one of the books that most kids read in like middle school or junior high back in the day, but they don't anymore.
Yeah.
And it's sad that he had to go find it on his own, but yeah, so. Yeah, it's the things they used to let us read in school. But yeah, I would think Shakespeare would be racist now. Yeah.
Shakespeare has been
I forgot
dropped
to
by
tell you,
many
Shakespeare-
classics departments.
In the new movie, Shakespeare's going to be Mexican.
And he may have been. There are no pictures of him. There's not a photograph of Shakespeare
Well,
to be seen. So
they
we
were
just
going
don't
to cast
know.
him as a black guy, then they realized how problematic that was.
How would that go? To burrito or not to burrito? That is the
Hey,
question.
look, I still think William Shakespeare,
Taco or not taco.
Romeo
That's the
and
question.
Juliet with Leonardo
Who jumped out
DiCaprio
the
was
window.
one of the
You
best
know,
films ever made.
I half love it and half hate it. I wish they would have just, if they were going to update it, just
Mercutio,
update it.
dude. Come on, man.
Oh man!
I have no problems with the casting. I just hated the whole it's like either just update it or don't update it. One or the other.
Shakespeare in the original Klingon is the best, and everyone knows that. End of story.
My chat is revolting right now. They're calling
Thank God.
Gary.
That's very insulting. of
Bring
you
him
to
over
say
here.
Yeah, bring him over here.
What is a Woman by William Shakespeare.
Tonight,
Hey,
I'm going to tell everyone you said they were revolting.
Hey, before we get out of here, can we take a moment to just laugh at the Boston Bruins? I don't think that we've taken enough time just to laugh at them enough. Most points in NHL history, it gets bounced in the first round by a team from Florida. I think that's worthy of a chuckle or two or eight.
Well, that Florida team is pretty good. Ask this guy. I predicted this, by the way.
He did. He's not lying. He did.
Marks 47 says, "What are you doing? Nobody said you could leave.
We have to go.
No,
Culture has to go.
Yeah, it's time of urethra.
Okay, I'm going to start my intro now.
All right. Well, check out Society Reviews with Jacob. Check out Sci-Fi for Me with Jason. Check out Jolly over at Snowdub Reviews. I think that's the name of your show, right? Yeah.
It's just Snowdub.
It's just Snowdub now? Okay.
Yep.
And then we got 70s Rock Fan, of course. Check out his channel as well. And he's got the radio channel. And then we got that guy with the hair. And then Steven is here for the first time in a while. So check out his channel. And then we have Mikey, the tortilla farmer.
That's me.
The world's greatest YouTuber. Oh,
Nope.
and then Culture Casino.
The seal.
That's twice you mentioned culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Joss doesn't come off as gay, but like that was the one I thought of as like I wonder if he was up for Quicksilver. That because like he seems like he'd be more in that age range look style, whatever.
I was thinking Iceman.
He could have been Singer. I mean, I'm not saying it's not.
Or it could
I
all
just
be
don't
nonsense.
see why he could just be making
I'm
shit up
leaving.
too. No, you're not.
Hi, Culture.
I put a block on it. You can't leave.
Don't forget, we're going to do the rest of Mexican Iron Man's Rambo review on my channel, Taco Tuesday. Can't wait!
Why is the leave button not working?
You're
I told you you're
Monica,
locked.
You're reviewing Monica Rambo.
Have you tried?
Oh, good God. Shut up, Canadian.
What
the fuck?
Yeah, me.